Ever felt like small talk is a pointless, awkward nightmare? You're not alone. Imagine walking into a room full of strangers and effortlessly striking up conversations that turn into real connections. Sounds impossible, right? Well, I used to be the person who'd rather hide in the corner than make small talk. I'd cling to my phone, pretending to be busy with urgent emails that didn't exist. But today, I'm here to share how I flipped the script. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal could be the game changer in your social life. One particular evening stands out as a turning point in my journey. I had just moved to a new city for a job and barely knew a soul. One of my coworkers, Alex, invited me to a party saying, "You'll meet a lot of great people. It's going to be fun." Against my better judgment, I agreed, hoping it would be an opportunity to finally make some friends. The night arrived, and as I walked through the door, my worst fears came true. People were chatting effortlessly in small groups, laughing and sharing stories, while I stood there, desperately searching for something to say. I finally mustered up the courage to join a conversation circle, only to blurt out, "So, does anyone know what time it is?" The group fell silent, and a polite smile from one person was the only response I got. I wanted to disappear. Later that night, as I sat alone in a corner nursing my drink, Alex approached me. "Hey, you okay?" he asked, clearly sensing my discomfort. I sighed. "I'm terrible at this. I don't know how to talk to people." Alex chuckled and said something that changed my life. "It's not about saying the perfect thing. It's about being genuinely interested in others." This was the beginning of my journey from awkward to awesome, and it all started with a simple shift in mindset. Chapter 1. Embracing Curiosity. Inspired by Alex's advice, I set a goal. Engage in small talk with at least one person daily. I started with the grocery store cashier. Instead of the usual thanks, I asked, "How's your day going?" To my surprise, the cashier lit up, excitedly talking about their upcoming vacation. That small exchange felt like a breakthrough. I realized small talk wasn't just about avoiding silence. It was about showing genuine curiosity. Each interaction became less intimidating and more like a chance to learn something interesting about someone. One afternoon at a coffee shop, I noticed a man wearing a jacket with a unique logo. Normally, I'd hesitate, but I remembered Alex's words and asked, "Hey, that's a cool jacket. Where did you get it?" He smiled and told me it was from a small shop in Japan. We ended up chatting for 10 minutes about travel and fashion. Walking out, I felt a surge of confidence. Curiosity had led to a truly engaging conversation. Chapter 2. The Power of Storytelling. As I continued practicing small talk, I noticed that the most memorable conversations were those that involved storytelling. People love sharing stories about their experiences, and this became my secret weapon. I remember meeting Emily at a networking event. She was standing alone, sipping her drink, and instead of starting with the usual, "What do you do?" question, I tried a different approach. "You wouldn't believe what happened to me today," I began, sharing a funny story about how I had gotten lost on the way to the event and ended up crashing a wedding by mistake. Emily burst out laughing, and before I knew it, she was sharing her own story about the time she accidentally walked into a stranger's house, thinking it was her friend's party. That single moment of shared laughter created an instant bond between us. We ended up talking for hours, and to this day, Emily remains one of my closest friends. By sharing stories, I discovered that I wasn't just making small talk. I was creating connections. It transformed those awkward, forgettable moments into something meaningful. Chapter 3. The Ford Method. My small talk savior. Despite my progress, there were still times when I struggled to keep conversations going. That's when I stumbled upon the Ford Method, an acronym that stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. It became my go-to guide whenever I felt stuck. One day, I was invited to a friend's barbecue, where I met a guy named Mike. After the initial "nice to meet you," I could feel the conversation hitting a dead end. Remembering the Ford Method, I asked, "Do you have any siblings?" "Family." Mike's face lit up, and he shared that he had a younger brother who was training to be a chef. This led to a fascinating discussion about food, passion, and how he supported his brother's dreams. The Ford method became my safety net, helping me navigate countless social situations with ease. By focusing on these universal topics, I was able to keep conversations engaging and meaningful, even with people I had just met. Chapter 4. Embracing Silence and Mirroring. One evening, I attended a networking event where I met Sarah, a woman with a calm and composed demeanor. Our conversation was going well until suddenly, there was a pause. Normally, I would have panicked and tried to fill the silence, but something about Sarah's presence made me comfortable with the quiet. I decided to mirror her body language, slowing down my speech and maintaining gentle eye contact. Instead of rushing to fill the gap, I embraced the silence and waited. To my surprise, Sarah broke the silence by sharing a deeply personal story about her journey to start her own business. She later told me that she felt comfortable opening up because I didn't pressure her to keep talking. This experience taught me that silence isn't always awkward. It's a powerful tool that can create space for deeper, more meaningful conversations. Chapter 5. Turning Acquaintances into Friends. As I continued to apply these small talk hacks, I found myself making more connections than I ever thought possible. But I didn't want to stop there. I wanted to turn these acquaintances into real friends. I began to focus on following up, showing genuine interest in their lives, and investing time in building those relationships. One of the best examples of this was with a guy named Tom. We met at a friend's party and bonded over our mutual love for hiking. A few days later, I sent him a text saying, "Hey, I found a new trail this weekend. Want to check it out?" He eagerly agreed, and that one simple text turned into regular hiking trips, movie nights, and eventually a close friendship. Conclusion. From awkward to awesome. My journey from awkward to awesome wasn't about becoming a master of small talk overnight. It was about embracing curiosity, practicing patience, and being willing to learn from every interaction. I discovered that the true secret to making friends fast wasn't about saying the perfect thing. It was about showing up as my authentic self, being genuinely interested in others, and allowing connections to unfold naturally. So, if you've ever found yourself standing in a room full of strangers, feeling out of place and unsure of what to say, know that you're not alone. We all start somewhere. And with a little courage, curiosity, and the willingness to practice, you too can go from awkward to awesome. Enjoyed this journey from awkward to awesome? Hit that subscribe button and join me for more tips that'll help you turn everyday moments into amazing connections. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.